The Trojan War, a tale of love, betrayal, and war that has captivated humanity for centuries. This legendary conflict, immortalized by Homer in the Iliad and Odyssey, is a cornerstone of Greek mythology. But is it just a story, or does it hold grains of historical truth? The tale of Troy has inspired countless works of art, literature, and even modern films. But separating fact from fiction has challenged scholars for centuries. Today, we'll dive deep into the mythical origins of the Trojan War, explore the evidence for its existence, and uncover how it has shaped our understanding of ancient history. Stick around, because by the end, you'll have your own answer to the question: was the Trojan War real? Let's start with the myth. According to Greek mythology, the seeds of the Trojan War were planted by a single golden apple. During a wedding feast, the goddess Eris, excluded from the celebrations, threw a golden apple inscribed with the words, "To the fairest." This sparked a divine competition among Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite. The three goddesses turned to Paris, a prince of Troy, to decide who was most deserving of the title. Hera promised him power, Athena offered wisdom, but Aphrodite tempted him with the love of Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world. Paris chose Aphrodite, setting in motion a chain of events that would lead to one of the most famous wars in history. Helen, however, was already married to Menelaus, the king of Sparta. Her elopement, or perhaps abduction, with Paris enraged Menelaus, prompting him to rally the Greek city-states to wage war against Troy. What followed was a decade-long siege filled with legendary heroes: Achilles, known for his unmatched skill in battle, Hector, the noble defender of Troy, and Odysseus, the cunning strategist. The climax, of course, was the infamous Trojan Horse, a brilliant ruse that allowed the Greeks to infiltrate Troy's impenetrable walls and bring the city to its knees. But what made this tale endure through the centuries? Was it the gods' involvement, the larger-than-life heroes, or the tragic downfall of a mighty city? Perhaps it's all of these. Now let's step away from the myths and look at history. For centuries, many believed the Trojan War was just a story, a fictional epic created by Homer. But in the late 19th century, an amateur archaeologist named Heinrich Schliemann made a groundbreaking discovery. Schliemann unearthed the ruins of an ancient city at Hisarlik, a site in modern-day Turkey. His findings revealed layers of settlements, with one layer showing signs of destruction around 1200 BCE, the same period traditionally linked to the Trojan War. Could this be the Troy of legend? Archaeologists also found evidence of trade routes that made Troy a significant hub in the ancient world. Located near the Dardanelles, Troy controlled access to the Aegean and Black Seas, making it a prime target for conflict. Moreover, written records from the Hittites, an ancient civilization that coexisted with Troy, reference a city called Walusa, believed to be the historical name for Ilios or Troy. These records describe conflicts in the region that resemble the Trojan War, adding weight to the possibility that Homer's epic was inspired by real events. While the archaeological evidence is compelling, much of the Trojan War's story remains shrouded in mystery. For instance, scholars debate whether Helen was a real person or a symbolic figure representing the spoils of war. Some argue that the war wasn't about love, but rather control of strategic trade routes. The Trojan Horse also raises questions. Many historians believe it wasn't a literal wooden horse, but a metaphor for a clever military tactic. Some suggest it could have been a battering ram, a siege engine, or even a subterfuge involving bribed guards. Another theory is that Homer's Iliad combined multiple conflicts into one grand narrative. After all, ancient storytellers often exaggerated or blended events for dramatic effect. Despite these uncertainties, one thing is clear: the story of Troy reflects the eternal themes of human ambition, deceit, and the cost of war. So, was the Trojan War real? The answer lies somewhere between myth and history. While we may never know the full truth, the legacy of Troy endures. It teaches us about the power of storytelling, the consequences of ambition, and the timeless nature of human conflict. The tale of Troy reminds us that history is often written with a blend of fact and fiction, shaping how we see the past, and perhaps even the present. What do you think? Could the myths of Homer be rooted in real events? Or is the Trojan War simply an epic story, crafted to captivate and inspire? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing stories from history. This is BrainTicker, where curiosity meets the past.